I remember struggling when Fran first came out. The Associated Challenge event wanted units from Final Fantasy XII, and I did not have good damage dealers from Final Fantasy XII. I don't even remember what the reward was. I hope it was Lapis. Fran's Trustmaster reward is a materia that boosts your unit's attack and magic by 30% when carrying a bow, and gives a physical killer against beasts and birds. One part of this materia is far more useful than the other. Her Super Trustmaster reward is a two-handed bow with a passive beast and bird killer. You can upgrade it during the Associated Limited Time event, which, yeah, that's definitely an upgrade. On to her active abilities. Fran's Neovision Awakening gives her several black magic spells, and all of them can be awakened to stage 3. Libra's still cool too. However, the rest of her old abilities aren't as cool. The damage modifiers on her attacks are weak. Expose isn't that great. Her Limit Burst is locked to ice so the imbues aren't too useful, and Mist-Induced Frenzy isn't too useful as a free Super Limit Burst unit. Item Knowledge can let you use potions on your team if that's what you've been doing. Luminescence is there for big chains, and now we get to the new abilities. Mist Decoy can turn someone into a Provoke tank and grants them a 30% general mitigation buff. Phoenix Down revives an ally. High Ether gives someone 300 MP. True Ardor deals fire magic damage that chains a Chaos Wave Awaken. You can't use it at the start of the fight. Burning Bow deals fire damage that chains a Bolting Strike and boosts Fran's fire damage by 50%. Oil lowers the enemy's fire resistance by 135%, but the Imperil only lasts for 3 turns from a 10-turn cooldown ability. Breath of the Wood can heal your team, though the status ailment removal is likely more useful. I'd say you're in more of a supporting role, can't be used at the start of the fight, or as part of a multicast. It massively strengthens Balthier's Limit Burst, both his original and his new Neovision form. Passives, but for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equip, Fran gains equipment attack when carrying a single weapon, Beast and Bird Killer, and that last effect is pretty small. She's gained some powerful killers, Limit Burst damage, and some Limit Burst regen. Not only that, but she now gets the Attacker passive too, which comes with half the chain limit boost. Her normal attack has been changed to Sky Pirate skill, which deals non-elemental damage that chains a Bolting Strike, steals, and fills her Limit Burst gauge by a small amount. At EX plus 2, she gets Warring Spirit. At EX plus 3, she gets 500 attack and magic. She's also gained some elemental resistance. Let's look at her Limit Burst. It's actually been upgraded, which barely happens to Neovision Awaken units. The Imperil is improved to 130%, and the damage modifier is much better too. As a Super Limit Burst damage dealer, Fran has access to Attack Shift, which automatically boosts her attack by 250%, her Limit Burst damage by 200%, and fills her Limit Burst gauge when the Super Limit Burst is ready to go. The Super Limit Burst itself dispels enemy buffs, removes the buffs from your team, strengthens their damage modifier for True Ardor, and strengthens Fran's own Limit Burst damage modifier. Let's rank Brave abilities. She has 1, it just raises damage. Time to make a damage rotation. Fran can either be a physical damage dealer or a magic damage dealer, depending on how you build her and what she's fighting. I'll be going physical for this rotation. On turn 1, cast Mist-Induced Frenzy, Oil, and Burning Bow. From here, feel free to prioritize her Limit Burst if it's ready. On turn 2, triple cast Burning Bow. On turn 3, triple cast Burning Bow. On turn 4, triple cast Burning Bow. On turn 5, use your Super Limit Burst. Repeat the rotation from here, though it's a pity you've run out of oil. So, EX2. As a Super Limit Burst damage dealer, Fran can actually be at risk of using her Super Limit Burst too often. A lot of her damage is tied to her Limit Burst, and without a reliable way to fill it quickly, you may often find it usurped by the Super Limit Burst. On the other hand, EX Awakening strengthens her stats, which is also very important for a unit. Now, Fran's Limit Burst cost isn't really that large, so you shouldn't have too many problems filling it, so more often than not it's fine to go EX plus 3. She's free too. So how good is Blue Sky Belle Fran? In exchange for just plain decent damage, she's also got a variety of ways to approach it. Building her physical is obvious, but it's also possible to build her as a magic damage dealer. If you happen to have a better weapon, you can also set an equipped materia or something, but yeah, that really depends on the fight. Now there are several flaws to her kit, mainly her damage options. Despite having so much variety, her Limit Burst is locked to ice, and her best magic attack is locked to fire, and any other option sees a huge decrease in overall damage. But, alternatively, you could always use her to increase another unit's damage. Her Super Limit Burst can strengthen True Ardor, which, well, is currently only used by one other unit. But a much better choice is Snark. Using it on Balthier massively improves his performance, making him one of the best units in the game. On the other hand, Fran doesn't really have much else to offer if you're pairing her with Balthier, as her support kit is very similar. Furthermore, despite the variety she seems to have, her best moves are pretty much element locked, so more often than not she'll end up taking up a valuable unit slot. Still, a Balthier paired with Fran is incredible, and nevertheless an interesting way to encourage teams with associated units from a given game. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below how far you can take your Fran. I haven't started.